away from me.
Last one, stone cold.
Thanks for joining us today. I am Devil. I'm playing on very hard here, and we're in the metal fields. Now, this level could be very difficult because they're all robots, and they're not medbots. They're actually more than willing to attack you. So what I've done is, before I approached this, I went to the Ark and attached all my EMP attachments for the weapons on their silent guns, right? And Pharaoh here, she has a 50%
I am the beautiful
attachment to disable them, but her shot didn't work. But you'll find that it really is like a 50-50, and it tends maybe to be a little more than 50% that you're able to disable them. Now the other two, they have 30%, and that really is 30%, if not 25%. I really haven't seen too many disables from their weapons as I've progressed here. So I'll use Pharaoh because she has the 50, then I'll use the next guy because he has the 30. And then at that point, if he's not disabled and it's going to be his turn, he's going to let these other fuckers know that I'm here. So I have no choice here but to use my EMP grenade to disable it. Now I could use my heavy weapons, but again, they're going to hear it and they're going to come and make my life difficult. So I'll just keep grinding here and just keep knocking them out. It is a grind, but you know, med kits are very difficult to find in this game. You can purchase them, and the scrap for med kits aren't too bad. It's like 40, but you just don't get enough scrap. It seems like you're collecting a lot of scrap, but for what they want, for the price, you don't get too much for it. So you have to be careful. So I'm going the silent way so I can make the last group easier. And that's the mechanics of this game, is basically you're taking out the patrol that when you get to that last group, they have no shot of calling reinforcements, and you just have to deal with those 3 or 4 people that remain to make your life a little more easier. So here her shot worked, and he's disabled, and he'll be disabled for 2 turns. So you can just keep knocking them. You could probably use your main weapon, but from where we were on the first guy and this guy, there's one robot on patrol. In theory, you could probably kill the guy in the middle and then go back to the first guy, take him out with your main weapons, and take this guy out with your main weapons. But that's just in theory. They're probably going to, one in the area will probably hear you and make your life difficult. If you took out the middle guy, I would say you have a 100% shot of taking this guy out with your main weapons. Because he has a lot of armor and he has a lot of health. But what the hell? It's my day off and I have the time. And I want to save my med kits. I don't want to damage my characters. And when you kill them stealthily, you level up much quicker. And leveling up is the key to the game also. Because as you progress, I think you take on level 60 characters.
Give up now and I'll go easy on ya.
So, there you go. You level up here. Alright, so we backtracked here. This is the guy that's in the middle between the 2 we just killed. Now, what I'm going to try to do is, he has a lot of health, and I don't know if my main weapons are going to kill him outright. So I'm trying to stun him first, and hers didn't work. And unfortunately, the pig isn't going to work here either. Come on, piggy. So I got no choice but to use the EMP right now. It kind of sucks, but hey, no one else is going to come. So I'm going to stun him, and then I'm going to take him out with my main weapons. Now, in theory, like I said earlier, you could possibly take this guy out in the middle first, and then take out the other guy and the guy that we just took out for the other two guys with your main weapons. If you want to try to make it a little bit quicker. But either way, this is the route I went. I took out the other two. This guy I can take out with my main weapons and move on. Alright, so this robot, he's on patrol. He walks back and forth. So I set up an ambush, let him get close, and then engage with X, right? So now we're going to go into battle. There's no one around. There is somebody at the end of this building as you move forward, but he's definitely out of range. And he won't hear it, right? But I'm doing the same approach as the last guy we killed. I'm trying to stun him first, and his shot didn't work. So I'm going to stun him this way, knowing that I'll have enough turns to be able to kill him with my main weapon, even though I wasn't able to stun him. Right? So use your abilities to your advantage. Right? You'll see something flashing just above, right where the robot's health bar is, to the right of it. That's a key, okay? You want to pick that up after you kill him, and then I'll tell you later how you can use the key or where to use the key, okay? Another one down. Alright, this guy, he has a lot of armor and a lot of health, okay? So I just set my other two guys up. I just moved Pharaoh over here, and now we're going to engage in battle. Do not, or at least in my opinion, do not use your main guns unless you kill the guy. See the train to the right? There's another guy on patrol to the right. And if you try to kill him with your main guns, you're too close to him. I believe at any point of his patrol route, and he's going to hear the gun. Now, I let him walk forward just to be safe, but I'm not going to use my main guns here anyways. Alright, he's stunned. We have two shots, 2 turns to try to take him out. If you can, leave him in cover, because you get more, your character's in cover, because you get more critical chance, which could take another health or 2 health bars, maybe possibly even more, depending on how you have your characters set up mutation-wise and weapon-wise with upgrades, to how much more critical damage you can do to them. But you're just going to kill them faster if you can just keep your characters in cover. Now, because he's not on patrol, you don't have an opportunity to get close enough. Now, you can take 50% shots, but that's what they are. They're really 50% shots. 75% shots are kind of safe, but 100s are better. So if you can move your character into cover, and then just keep slowly pounding on them. Another way to go is possibly sneaking them up on the trains to take them out. Maybe 1 or 2 guys, because you can do even more critical damage if they're on cover, and depending on their mutations. Alright, so a few more shots here, and he's going to be done. Now there's only a few more left on the map till we get to the last battle, which is 3 characters, the 3 enemies.
Come on.
We're gonna go further to the back. There's a little house there on the right. He's guarding another passageway to another entry point to a map. And that's where you're going to use that key that I told you about earlier. After you kill the guy that's in the house, you just walk to your left and you're going to see a gate and the little door in the gate, and use the key to open that. And when you do, you can find some goodies in there to help you with your journey. This guy you definitely want to be careful with because there's a guy right in the house. And I still didn't take that other guy that's on patrol, so we're just going to keep grinding here.
Don't get stupid!
The reason I started making these videos is because I really enjoy these type of games, and there's just not enough of them. So I'm hoping that if 1 out of every 100 people that watch them become a fan, maybe we can get more of these games in rotation. I was a huge Xbox fan, and not Xbox fan, XCOM fan, and I really enjoy them, but the years pass by without them making a new one. It's like 4 or 5 years, so you have to wait. So if we have more in rotation, it would be great, at least for me. So I'm hoping other people become fans of the game. Now, I've read reviews of the game where people say it's too difficult, even on easy, and there's just too many characters, and they have too many advantages, and they can bring reinforcements, and people come back to life with the med bots. But I'm here to, I'm trying to show you that even on very hard, you can make it easy, I think I lost 1 character in the Rot Warren, but the battle was close to being over, and I have that video on YouTube. Rot Warren, and I lost 1 character, but the battle was over. So instead of using a med kit to bring him back to life, I finished the battle with my characters. And even on very hard, your character will come back to life, so you don't lose them permanently. Now you have to use a med kit, of course, but there's times where I've had battles with 1 or 2 health bars because I don't want to use a med kit unless I have to, and I'll do that as an option. If you die, I'll use a med kit. But at that point, I wasn't in trouble, so I ended up finishing the map on twice with 2 characters, and that's just something you need to know about the game. I'm here to try to teach you. Alright, so back here you could probably use your main weapons. Again, we leveled up, but you could probably use your main weapons. You're not going to hear it, but be careful. Here's another one. This is the last guy before we get to the group. And the group, you can't really
You don't know who you're messing
thin them out because they're
it?
so close to one another. It's possible you can silent kill the one in this little house, but I didn't go that route. You'll see how I do it anyways, but again, if you get on one of the trains, you can make it go a little faster. When you ambush them, you probably keep 2 on the train, 1 on the ground, or 1 on the train, 2 on the ground. Yeah, so here, if you knock them out, you don't hear nobody, you can actually use your main weapons, because they would hear his charge. But, I don't know, I wasn't thinking. So, I just used my silence. He's almost dead anyways. I think I was debating, should I use my main gun here? I got 100% shot. Yeah, I went to safe one. Hey, better be safe than sorry, I guess. Because as of now, I haven't used any medkits. I haven't accumulated any damage. Alright, so here's the main group. Now, what I did is I snuck him in there by the car. As you can see, you have to be careful around that edge of his search area, but as you can see, you can sneak somebody right on the edge as long as you press Y really quickly. And then I have the other two at a high point. The only problem with the two in the high point is that they both have shotguns, so their long range capability is not great. So what I should have did is put one of them by the car and then him up on the train. But either way, it worked out. So I'm looking at my shots here. That's the guy in the house. You could probably silent kill him. He walks back and forth. But we decided to go more of an aggressive approach. Now, he had a 75% shot, which was kind of risky. But I want to use an EMP grenade here, and I didn't know if I could get all three here. So I decided to damage him, and if I couldn't EMP him, then the other guys would try to take him out while the other two stay stunned. Now I got lucky that all three fit in that range, right? Now I can move in close. I have 2 turns without them coming back to harm me, so I gotta try to inflict as much damage here as possible. So Pig's got a shotgun here, we'll move him in close. Beautiful shot. Now on his main weapons, they don't have EMP attachments, they have others. So the Pig has a knockback, which is good if you have a med bot trying to repair somebody. You can knock him back and take him off his repair ability, because he's just going to bring another guy back to life and that you killed and make your life difficult. So the other two, I believe I have fire starters, probably like 30% can ignite an enemy. So we're not going to get an advantage with our main weapons here, but they do, I want to say, anywhere from 7 to 9 damage at this point in the game. Unfortunately, with the silencers, you can only upgrade them so much, and they only do so much damage. So, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Maybe one I have at a level 3, and the other two are probably level 2 now, and I probably won't spend any more time upgrading them, only because there's other ways to extending.
Give up now and I'll go easy on ya.
To extending enemies that have long health bars stealthily, like knocking them out or using EMP grenades, vines. So there's other ways of extending it. So at this point, going further, I will only upgrade my main weapons because we're going to deal with enemies that are level 60.
I'm gonna warn you again.
Yeah, so we got one down here, and we just got 2 left. So again, we'll just keep inching along, trying to stay in cover, and try to get a little critical damage.
Don't get stupid.
a beautiful weapon.
Yeah, Pharaoh's gonna get a win here. Alright, so we just have one left. Now, the EMP is gonna expire now, okay? So, what you do here to extend it, because you only have this one guy left, is knock this out. Alright? Now you have one more turn to kill him. It's gonna be 6 shots.
How'd that feel?
But we're not going to need it because she's going to get the kill here. Alright, so the video is almost over. I appreciate you joining me, and I hope you like the content, and I hope you like the game, more importantly,
You don't know who
and
you're
we'll see you
messing
soon.
with.
I appreciate it.